It took us only 2 games to get the first upset of this season. Boise State got blasted 34-7 on the road against USF. This game not only has damaging implications on Boise State's playoff chances, but it also has a damaging impact on the rest of the group of five in terms of how we perceive the G5 when we are picking the 12-team field for the playoffs. The committee always says that their goal is to pick the 12 best teams in college football to make the playoffs. Can we truly say that if we're picking any team from the G5 this year that we have one of the best 12 teams in college football? Now, I'm not saying that no G5 team is ever truly capable of being one of the best 12 teams in college football. But last year, Boise State got into the playoffs, and the whole purpose of putting them in and giving them a first round bye was they played Oregon tough, and they got a ranked win over UNLV. If we are going to put G5 teams in the playoffs and give them an automatic seat at the table that could be used for a Big 12 team or ACC that wins 10 games, got a few ranked wins during the process, but a few ugly losses, they could have a right to that last spot. That G5 team gets an automatic spot. You know, what about if there is a 3-loss SEC team that played a tougher schedule, that has more bigger wins than what that G5 team has? But since that G5 team has an automatic seat at the table, they essentially have stole a seed from a team that could have been more deserving. And my question for the college football playoffs is the objective to put the 12 best teams in the tournament to decide who truly is the best team in college football, and that's who that national champion is? Or are we just having a feel-good invitational? Because if you're lying to me, that lie includes you saying we have the best 12 teams in America, with one of those 12 teams coming from the G5. We no longer going to have 2011 a Boise State, 2012 Cincinnati. NIL, the transfer portal, has killed that. Years ago, you would see better G5 teams because the group of five wasn't a farm league for the elites. Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, anytime they have a hole on their team that they need a quick fix to fill, they just go right on down to Boise State, FAU, USF, and they just snatch up their best player. They snatch up the best players out of the G5. The G5, they get guys that were under-recruited, that were overlooked coming out of high school. They developed them for 2-3 years. Then when they end up being really good players, they end up getting the bigger back to go play for the big boys. That's why I propose this to you, that we need to take away the G5 getting an automatic bid into the playoffs when we expand to 14 or 16 teams. The best teams in college football don't play G5 football. The best teams all play in Power 4 conferences. And if there is a G5 team that is one of the best in college football that truly deserves to be in the playoffs, they need to have a schedule that is the equivalent to the teams in the Power 4. They got to have a few ranked wins, and their losses can't be too bad. You got to be able to be a team like FAU that schedules a team like a Notre Dame or Clemson, and you're out of conference and you're able to beat them, because that overrides you having a weak conference schedule. That overrides you not having the same competition in your conference as some of the other teams that you're getting into the playoffs over. And with Boise State losing to USF, the pool that we're going to be picking from to see which G5 team ends up being in the playoffs, I don't think any of these teams have a shot at giving whoever they play in the first or second round a competitive playoff game. Boise State, Penn State wasn't even close last year. And look how bad Boise State looked without Ashton Jeanty. this just proves that the G5 getting an automatic seed in the playoffs makes this a participation tournament. That's what this is. You can't say that we have the best teams in the nation if you have one of those teams being from the G5. If one of these G5 teams actually deserves to be in, they need to have a conference that shows they deserve to be in.